I've been, I don't know, the word struggle comes to mind. I've been struggling with the idea, understanding that I have, as many of us have, come into the world at this time as light workers. And the whole understanding of what a light worker is. So I've really been working on this understanding with God. And, you know, to highlight some why some of the struggle for me. You know, I was thinking about this. I was like, Cecile, you talk about love all the time. You know, you have a tattoo that talks about love. What's your, you know, why is this struggle? And I realized that, you know, I was born in 58. And so much of my formative years have known and struggled, societal struggle, whether it be Stonewall, okay, for gay people and lesbians, and later fighting for the safety of those who are transgender, those who don't know. That's one struggle. It's been one fight. Another has been for women's rights. You know, back in the early 60s, we didn't have what we have now. We had to fight, or, well, the women before me had to fight, and fight hard. Equal rights. You know, I still remember the signs, you know, that said only white people can eat here, or blacks not allowed. So there has been a constant theme of fight for justice, fight for what is right. And I was raised with a very deep appreciation for folk music. Well, at that time, Peter, Paul, and Mary, what they sing about? Pete Seeger, what did he sing about? Joan Baez, what did she sing about? And so my whole life, at least in those formative years, was steeped in fight for what is right, fight for those who are marginalized, fight for those who cannot fight for themselves, fight the good fight. You know, in recent years, and I believe this, I perpetuated this mantra in my music, in my teaching, in my friendships, in what I would say, socially. But recently, I would say, maybe 5-6 years ago, there was a march going on in Washington, and I was going to be able to be there. Timing was right, and I had enough gas money. I was going to be there, and I just remember driving. I was driving, and I wasn't going there. It was still a few weeks away, and I remember driving, and that's always some of my best time for prayer. And I knew that Spirit was speaking, and basically this was the message. Cecile, that's not your place to march in that march. That is not your place. And I was shocked, and I was dismayed, because I had the fight. And basically what I came to understand is that Spirit has plenty of people who are ready to go to the line and fight hard, fight loud. But there's not enough people to pray. And that was the message I got that particular day. And to tell you that I felt good about that message would be lying, because I wanted to fight. I wanted to be a changer. And I realized then that was not what I was called to do. And it has taken me, if that was 5-6 years ago, well, I still struggle with that, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better. And part of it had to do with me understanding, at least for myself, what is a light worker. And, I go back now a while ago, and a friend of mine had used a passage when he was, when we were discussing a dilemma I was in. And he said, Cecile, God said, I will be a lamp unto your feet. And basically saying, I will light up your path for you. But he never said, I'm going to light up the whole darn forest. I'm going to light one step at a time. And it's all about walking in faith. That has stuck with me. And so I used to think that, okay, I'm holding the light. All right, if I have to be a light worker, okay, I'm going to hold the light, sort of like a lantern for those who are fighting, to help them to see what they need to fight or where they need to fight. See, there's a theme here. It's all about fight. And only recently have I come to another switch in the road, another understanding that, Seal, maybe it really isn't about fight. Maybe it really is about being the bearer of the light. Let's backtrack a little bit. A Facebook friend and sort of an acquaintance from Lily. I met him in Lilydale, Adam Bernstein. I love that guy. He works as a healing practitioner. He works as a medium. And he just posted something within the last day, and it grabbed my eye. And he talked about what all of us in here know, and that is that right now, the energy in this world is massive. It is massive. And there are big changes that have been happening, that are happening, and that are destined to happen. I mean, we can feel it. We can feel it. And he wrote this line that I loved, and it was, the sun is setting on the world we once knew, but a new world will awaken at the dawn. And he goes on to ask, but what kind of a world will that be? And will it be the one of our choosing? And for the first time, I did not read that with the heart of a fighter. Somewhere I've come to understand that being a bearer of Spirit's light has more to do with standing still and allowing Spirit to come through us and allowing Spirit to be the light. And that for me, as a bearer of Spirit's light, all I need to do is stand. I don't have to fight. Because perhaps, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but this is inspired. Perhaps it really isn't about the fighting for the rights of the marginalized, for the life of those who suffer. Perhaps it's not in the fight, but in the love. Perhaps it's in the love. And, I spoke, I don't know, a while back on radical love. Well, this is pretty radical. Perhaps it's in the love. And the only way that I can love anybody is by holding the light, because I'm not powerful myself as Cecelia Jackson to embrace and love everybody, although I'd love to say I am, but I'm not. But I can tell you one thing, I can embrace anybody with Spirit. I can. And so, today, that's what I am going to choose to do. And I would recommend looking up Adam Bernstein and reading his whole post. Is quite good. But I would like to leave, I think, with something that I read that was written by Jeff Foster. And you can find this at Life Without a Trace. Well, lifewithoutacenter.com, because this is good too. It says, when someone calls you names or reduces you to a thing, when they offer advice that you didn't ask for, when they blame you for their pain, and when they do not listen and endlessly talk about themselves, when they compare you with others, and when they ignore or invalidate or judge or ridicule your thoughts and feelings, just stop and breathe. And I say, step back. And know that this is really their pain and not yours. And know that they are dreaming the only dream that they can dream until they wake up. Know that they don't know you, but they only know their fantasy. And perhaps they find it hard to love themselves. Perhaps they seek their worth externally, and perhaps they are disconnected from their breath or their bodies, their precious aliveness, or maybe even their true calling. And perhaps they live in a dualistic world of good and bad, right and wrong, or success and failure. And perhaps they have forgotten the simple joy of being. And perhaps you understand this. And perhaps you, like I, have been where they are. Well, don't try to change them now. They may never change. And don't try to fix them, because they're not asking to be fixed. The more that you push, the more they'll push back. And don't get entangled in their web of sorrows. As easy as that may be sometimes, see clearly and even have compassion, but don't push. It's okay that they are upset. It really is. Give them the space to be upset. And remember that it's okay that they are disappointed in you. Give them that space to be disappointed. It's okay that they judge you. Make room for their judgments too. And make room for your own thoughts and feelings, and allow yourself to feel that sadness or that anger, the guilt, the doubt, and let all of these precious energies wash through you. They will not harm you as you allow them to move. Yeah, you will meet many gatekeepers on this journey. So walk your path anyway and allow others to walk theirs. You don't need to justify your path or defend it. Stay close to yourself in these challenging times. Do not fight the darkness. It has no power anyway. Simply turn your light way up. And so today I understand that my job is just to hold the light and allow spirit just to move through me. That's my understanding today. And I say, God bless you. And thank you for allowing me to talk.